Hello and welcome to the 2018-2019 Holy Family Basketball Season Recap presented by Senior Ryan Bowlin. Up first, we're going to talk about the sophomores of the team, Noah Seck, Gavin Lund, and Jay Kirsch. These three players did not start the season on varsity. They started on B Squad and JV, which is where they played their games this season. But they played so well that they got invited to practice up with the varsity, and their performances in practice makes me believe that they will have a very good season playing for the varsity squad next season. Next, we're going to talk about Carson Liebeg. Carson is a junior, and he had an injury this season that kept him from playing most of the year. But he did play in 3 games for the varsity squad while registering just 1 field goal attempt. And I feel like that just goes to show how selfless of a player he was for his team and for himself. Next, we're going to talk about Blake Stedronski. Blake played in 5 games for the varsity squad while registering 2 shots. Also with him, a selfless player that showed on the court, and in practices he was a lights-out shooter, which makes me believe that next year he will have a big role on the varsity squad. Next, we're going to talk about Chris Bauer. Chris had a lot of nicknames this season and basically went with anything that sounded remotely close to his name, Chris. So Lisp, Eclipse, Blisp, literally anything, and it was kind of a team joke that all the guys kind of enjoyed. But Chris also played in 6 games for the varsity squad this year, registering 2 points, and both of those baskets came off of free throws. Next, we have Rory Johnson, and Rory actually got into the game against Perham when the Fire were short of guards, and he held his own out there, and he also played in 6 other games for a grand total of 7, scoring 4 total points throughout his time on the court. And he was also this year's hype man in the middle of the circle for pregame, hyping everybody up before the game. And now we're going to show his highlights here against Edina. He's going to drive to the right side here and put in this little floater from the baseline. That was his first 2 points of the year. And then against Delano, he's going to go on a backdoor cut and with contact finishes that one for his 4 points on the year. Next year, we have David Torberg, and David was a part of the rotation for some of the games this year for the Fire, scoring 7 points during his time on the court. And all 7 of his points actually came in 1 game this season, and it was against Belle Plaine in the Glencoe Silver Lake Tournament, and here are the 7. He's going to be waiting in the left corner here, awaiting the pass from Sam McNulty, and he's going to nail that one, dagger, for his 3 points. And a few possessions later, he's going to get the ball, go coast to coast, cutting through the lane, going all past Belle Plaine defenders to lay that in for his 7 points on the season. Next, we have Sam McNulty, and Sam was the backup point guard for the Fire for most of the season, and he scored 46 total points while on the court. And his game high was 10 points, and that came against Howard Lake, Waverly, Winstead. And here they are. He's going to get a top-of-the-key 3 here for his first 3. And then later, he's going to get the top-of-the-key isolation ball. Going to go to his left hand here to put it off the glass for 5. And then here he's going to get a steal, and it's not shown on the camera, but he makes the layup on the other end for 7. And then here the ball gets kicked to him in the corner, and he's going to nail that one for his game-high 10 points this season. Next year, we have Jack Inc., and Jack scored 6 points for the Fire this season while going 4 for 4 on free throws, 100%. And after the Delano game, which the Fire won by just 2 points, if you went and asked him what was the difference of the game, he would say his 2 free throws were the reason the Fire were able to get that win. And here is his 1 field goal make from the season. It came against Howard Lake, and he's going to go to his left here, to the middle of the floor, right over the rim with his right for his 2 points. And obviously his other 4 points came from the free throw line, going 100% from the line, which led the team. Next up, we have Danny Schneider, the dead-eye corner 3 specialist in practices. He was also this year's handshake guy, and the highlight of the season for Danny was when he started against Delano. And take a listen of Doug Bosch saying his name over the loudspeaker. Next up, we have the Fire starting point guard Brendan O'Connor, and Brendan led the team in the unkept stat of charges taken this season, always willing to put his body on the line for the team. He was also named by his teammates Hustle Player of the Year with his hustle in practices and in games, and also Defensive Player of the Year, always locking up the opponent's best player. He was also named by the Wright County Conference coaches Honorable Mention All-Conference. In Brendan's season stats this year, he averaged 3.4 points per game and 2.7 rebounds, which both ranked 7th on the team. And he also averaged 1.6 assists and 1 steal a game, which both ranked 3rd on the team. And now his best game this season happened against Watertown Mayor in the section first round when he scored 10 points, and here they are. Brennan's going to survey the floor here, push Nick to the baseline, then he's going to do it himself. Go to the left side and finish with the right with a little spin off the glass for his first two. Here he's going to pit pocket the Watertown guy and go all the way coast to coast for the finish. That put him at 4 points. The scouting report on Brennan was to leave him open for 3. He put that scouting report to shame with that dagger. He now has 7. And on this rebound by Reed Stark, he kicks it out to Brennan for a walk-in 3 for his season-high 10 points. Next up for the Fire, we have Jacob Zay, and Jacob Zay was one of the best shot blockers for the Fire this season, always with a game-changing or momentum-swinging block. He was also a player that played many positions on the court, from guard to post. He could really do it all out there. His season stats for the year, he averaged 3.5 points per game, which ranked 6th on the team, 3.4 rebounds, which ranked 5th, 1.4 assists and 0.7 steals, which both ranked 4th on the team, and 17 total blocks for an average of 0.7 a game, ranked 1st on the team. His best game of the year happened against Brooklyn Center in the first game of the year, 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists, and here are his 10 points. His first basket, he's going to go to the basket here on the back door, and then he's going to finish over his right shoulder for his first 2. He's going to get to 4 with his offensive rebound, beating his defender, little pump fake, and then he put that one in for his 4. He's going to get his 5th and 6th points on this inbound play, a nice cut from him on the back screen, and put that one in for 6, and he's going to get his 8th point all the way from half court, beat his defender on the dribble, finish that one, and his 10th point came in a clip that is not on the film. He finished this game, though, with a season-high 10 points. Next here we have Zyler Neese, and Zyler was 4th on the team this year in 3-pointers made, and was also one of the players on the Fire that played in all 27 games this year. His season stats, he averaged 2.6 points per game and 1.7 rebounds, which both ranked 8th on the team, and 1.3 assists, which was tied for 5th, as well as a half a steal, which was 6th ranked on the team. And his best game this season happened against Howard Lake when he scored 16 points on 4 threes, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 4 steals to go along with those 16 points. How they happen, here they are. To get his scoring started, he's going to run out in transition and get the pass and put in a nice reverse layup there to get to him to 2 points. To get to 5, he's going to get the ball swung to him from the middle of the floor. Seth Thompson finds him in the left wing, knocks that one down for 5, his first 3. To get to 7, he's going to get a wide open layup here, beating the defense down the court in transition. To get to 10, he's going to make his second 3 of the game. From the left side of the floor, he's going to go all the way to the right corner. Fire found him. He's got a hot hand now as he has 2 3-pointers and 10 total points. Later, they're going to find him in the right wing, and he knocks that one down for his third 3. And his final 3 came on a missed layup from McNulty, but he gets his own rebound, kicks it out to Neese in the corner, and he knocks that one down. Zyler finished with a season-high 16 points. Next up, we have post player Seth Thompson. Seth played in all 27 games for the Fire this season, and he also shot the ball at a plus 50% rate, so over half of his shots were going in this year. He also shot 73% from the free throw line, which was 3rd best on the team, and for a post player, that is very impressive. And he also scored 130 total points this season, one of just 5 players for the Fire that scored over 100 points. His season stats for the year, he averaged 4.8 points per game, which was ranked 5th on the team, 3.5 rebounds per game, which was 4th ranked, 1 assist, which was tied for 7th, and he also got 0.6 blocks per game, 15 total, for 2nd on the team. His best game this season happened against Jordan when he scored 16 points and 5 rebounds, and here are his 16. Seth's going to get his scoring started, being all the way down the court here on the press break. He's going to put that one in for an easy 2. To get to 4 points here, he's going to get the ball on the post, and he's just going to go to work down there. Nice step through him. That one sits on the rim, doesn't want to go in, but then it does. Here he's going to roll to the basket and put in a nice right-handed layup to get himself to 6 points on the game. And to get to 8, a nice back pass here from Zyler Neese, and Seth puts that one in from the front of the rim. To get to 8, and to get to 10, he's going to be waiting all alone here, and to pad the rebounding stats, he's going to purposely miss this one probably, and then puts it in and gets a foul with that one for 10 points. Probably made the free throw after that. To get to 12, once again, he's just going to get the ball and go to work down low. Puts him at 12, and then to get to 14, again, he's going to do a nice little hook shot this time around on the baseline, and then his other 2 points, of course, came from free throws, finishing the game with a season-high 16 points. Next, we have the Fire's other post player, Reed Stark. Reed played in all 27 games for the Fire this season, starting many of them. He also had 7 games this season where he scored 10 or more points. He shot the ball plus 50% on the year, just like Seth Thompson, so over half of his shots were going in this season. And he also, of course, like I mentioned before, started many games for the Fire this year. He scored 231 total points, one of just 4 Fire players that scored over 200 points this season. And he also had 124 total rebounds, one of just 2 players with over 100 rebounds for the season. His season stats, he had 8.6 points per game, which ranked 4th on the team, 4.8 rebounds, which ranked 2nd, 1 assist, which was tied for 7th, and then 0.6 steals a game, which was 5th on the team. And his best game came in the Glencoe Silver Lake tournament against Belle Plaine, 18 points and 8 rebounds in that one, and here they are. He gets his scoring started here with an offensive rebound and puts it back in for 2. To get himself to 4 points, he's going to beat everyone down the court here, and he's going to stop, wait a little bit, and then kiss it off the glass for his 4 points. To get himself to 6, he's going to show his Euro skills with that Euro step and finishes on the left side there for his 6 points. To get himself to 8, he's going to get a pass here, put it right in easy too there for 8 points. And now to get himself to 10, he's just going to get the ball inside the paint, do it himself, a little floater game right in the middle of the paint there for 10. To get himself to 12, he's going to get this inbound pass, purposely miss it to stab the rebound stats, and then puts in an and 1, just like Seth Thompson did a little bit ago, for 12 points. To get himself to 14, he's just going to beat everybody down the court, waits a little bit, gets a foul, puts it in for 14, and on this game, he finished 4 for 4 on free throws, which put him at a grand total of 18 points, his season high. Next, we're going to talk about Jacob Kahns, and Jacob played in all 27 games for the Fire this year, with 13 of those being games where he scored 10 or more points in the game. He was also named Most Improved Player by his teammates, and a very deserving honor, as last year he didn't play much but came into this year with a good mindset, put in over 10 points per game, a very big improvement, and he was awarded for it. He also, aside from Jack Ing's 4 for 4, 100%, was the team's best free throw shooter with many more attempts at 85%, a very impressive feat there. And from 3-point range, he was 42%, second on the team. And he also finished the season with 66 total 3-pointers made, which was first on the team. For a grand total, he had 279 points, one of just 3 players for the Fire with over 250. His season stats, he averaged 10.3 points per game, which was ranked 3rd on the team, 2.9 rebounds, which was ranked 6th, and 1.3 assists, which was tied for 5th on the team. And his best game, without a doubt, was against Perham when he scored 21 points on 7 of 10 threes. And here they are. His first 3 was a routine one here. He's going to get the pass from Nice and knocks that 3-pointer down from the right wing for 3 points. His 6th point, though, from the volleyball line, no hesitation, knocks that one down to put himself at 6 for the game. To get himself to 9, again from the volleyball line, and this is when you knew it was going to be a good day for him from the volleyball line there. And here a nice play call, get himself a wide open look for 3, knocks that one down with ease to get himself to 12. To get himself from 15, he's going to dribble over here and just pull up right in this defender's face. 15 points now. And to get himself to 18, he's going to get the ball here. No hesitation. He's going to shoot it. And because it's a good day for him, he's going to get that roll just barely. And to finish off his night, to get himself to 21 points, a season high, comes right off the screen, pulls up, dagger. Season high, 21 for Kahns. Now this is the awkward part of the video where I have to talk about myself, so I have decided just to talk about myself like I talked about everybody else, just in the 3rd person. So here we go. Ryan Bowlin finished the season with 27 games played, so he played in all of the games for the Fire this year. 19 of those 27, he was able to get over 10 points in the game. 4 times he had over 20. He was named Offensive Player of the Year by his teammates and was also named by the Wright County Conference coaches All-Conference, one of just 2 players for the Fire to get that honor. Ryan shot 60% on 2s this year, so well over half of his shots were going in from inside the paint, and he was 3rd on the team in 3-pointers made. He was also 69% from the free throw line, which ranked 4th on the team. Ryan finished the season with 351 points, one of just 2 players for the Fire that finished with over 350. His season stats, he averaged an exact 13 points per game, which was ranked 2nd on the team, and he ranked 1st in rebounds, steals, and assists with 5 rebounds, 2.3 assists, and 1.3 steals. And his best game of the year happened against Brooklyn Center, game 1 of the year. 34 points he scored, along with 7 rebounds and 5 assists, while going 10 for 11 on free throws. And here they are. To get his scoring started, the Fire go on a fast break here, and Jacob Zay with a nice bounce pass to Bowlin to put that in for his first 2 points of the game. To get himself to 4, he had that nice little basket there on the left block. To get himself to 6, Brendan O'Connor runs the break here, gives it to Bowlin. He stops, pump fakes, gets an and 1 there to put himself to 6 points. To get himself to 8, he's going to go baseline here on the rip through, gets his defender in the air, then puts it in right over him. 8 points now for Bowlin. To get himself to 10, he's going to get a steal, go on a one-on-one fast break himself, put that in with the and 1, puts him at 10 for the game. Here he's going to do a lot of dribbling here. What a ball hog that was, but he puts it in. 12 points now for Bowlin. To get himself to 14, he's going to do it all himself here with a little scroll crossover there and puts it in off the glass. 14 points now for Bowlin. To get himself to 16, he's going to survey the floor, take a dribble right, spin move back to the left, and in the air floats that one up and in. One of those shots that you don't know how it went in. And here, Bowlin and Nick are going to run a fast break. Nick on the give and go gives it to Bowlin. Bowlin another and 1, puts him at 18 points. And here, Bowlin's going to give a backdoor pass to Brendan. Brendan's going to miss the layup, but because he wanted to help Bowlin get another basket is why. Bowlin then gets the 20 points after that. And then 2 field goals are missing in the film. Plus his 10 of 11 on free throws puts them at an overall 34 points for the game, his season high. And now we have the final player for the Holy Family Fire, Nick Hendler Jr. He played in all 27 games for the Fire this season, with 20 games of 10 or more points, as well as 7 games with over 20. He had a 3-point percentage of 44% this season, which led the team, and he also had 62 three-pointers made, which was second on the team. He was named All-Conference by the Wright County Conference Coaches Committee, one of just 2 players with Bowlin there. And he was also named MVP by his teammates this year with his stellar stats. And he also finished the season with 395 total points, which of course led the team. His season stats this year, he averaged 14.6 points per game, which was of course first. His 2.6 rebounds ranked third. His 2.1 assists and his 1.2 steals ranked second on the team. And his best game of the year came against Waconia at Waconia when he scored 27 points on 5 of 11 threes. He also went 6 for 6 from the free throw line, and let's show the highlights of that one. He's going to get his scoring started after this missed shot by Reed Stark, but he tips the ball out to Nick Hendler, who's going to put in this little mid-range floater for his first 2 points of the game. And now the ball is going to get swung around to him at the three-point line, but no, he's going to drive it all the way into the paint, finishes with a little bit of contact as well to put himself to 4. And the ball gets swung to him here in the left corner, puts that one in for 7 points now on the game. Here he's going to get the swing pass, takes a couple dribbles to his left, pulls up mid-range. He had that going for him this season, puts him at 9 for the game. Here the ball is going to get swung to him on the left lane line, puts that one in for 12 points now. Here the ball is going to get pitched back to him by Brendan O'Connor, and Nick was feeling it after that one, puts him at 15 points for the game. Nick here just going to pull up, no one in his face, so he's knocked that one down. 18 points now. Ball is going to get pushed to him in the corner here, right side, knocks that one down too for 21 points. And his other 6 points came on 6 for 6 from the free throw line for a grand total of his season high, 27 points. And now let's get into Holy Family's team highlights. The Fire had 2 players named to the All-Conference team by the Wright County Conference Coaches Committee, Ryan Bowlin and Nick Hendler. Congratulations to those 2 on that terrific honor. And the Fire also had 1 player named to Honorable Mention All-Conference, and that was Brendan O'Connor. So congratulations to all 3 of those players. The Fire as a team finished with a 15-12 record, so 3 games above 500, so they won more than they lost. And they finished 4-6 in the very tough Wright County Conference. The Fire won academic section champions here. As you can see there, they won their section for the highest grade point average. And the Fire had 3 players this season that scored 20 or more in a game. Ryan Bowlin when he scored 34, and then a couple other times he scored 20. Nick Hendler when he scored 27, and then Jacob Kahns when he scored 21 at Perham. And the Fire had 9 players score over 10 points in a game, and those 9 players were Ryan Bowlin, Jacob Zay, Reed Stark, Zyler Neese, Brendan O'Connor, Jacob Kahns, and then the 3 juniors, Nick Hendler, Sam McNulty, and Seth Thompson as well. And now the team awards, these are all determined by me, so of course a lot of bias going into these awards, but let's just go through them anyways. Best game, you got to give it to Brooklyn Center. That was a very intense and exciting game for the players and for the fans for that matter. Fire got run out of the court after that one with some situations in the crowd, but we're not going to talk about that. So definitely best game of the year would have to go to the Brooklyn Center, where Jacob Kahns, most clutch moment, made free throws at the end of regulation with 1 second to go that put the game into overtime. Probably the most clutch moment that I might have seen in my entire playing career. Best win, you probably got to give it to the Jordan game and the Maranatha game. Both teams finished ranked in the top 10 in 2A. The best performance, you got to give it to Jacob Kahns' 21 versus Purim or Ryan Bolin's 34 against Brooklyn Center. Both very good games from those 2 players. Best shooter, I determined that it was Jacob Kahns. He was second on the team by just 1% in 3-point percentage, and he was also first on the team in 3-pointers made with that 66. Best passer would be Brendan O'Connor. In practices and in games, he would do no-look passes that excited everybody, so you got to give best passer to Brendan. Best hops, probably be the guy who can sometimes he dunked, but the guy that you most would expect to dunk would be Jacob Zay, so you got to give best hops to him. Best post, it was kind of a tie for me between Seth Thompson and Reed Stark, but you're going to give it to the senior because seniority, right? So Reed Stark gets best post. Seth will have an award later anyways. Best finisher, I'm going to give it to Ryan Bowlin, with probably leading the team in M1s this year. Best pump fake would probably go to Nick Hendler without a doubt, because I think every time that he pump faked, his defender went for it, and it was kind of amazing. 6th man of the year, there's Seth Thompson's name. He's going to get 6th man by me. He came off the bench all but 1 game this season, and obviously he was one of the top scorers for the Fire. I think he was 5th. So a very impressive season from him, 6th man. He'll probably be starting a lot of games next season. I expect a big year out of him. Best hype man, you're going to give it to Rory Johnson. After Ryan Bowlin had a very spectacular season being the hype man last year, Rory had some big shoes to fill, but I think he did a very good job, and I think he can't do it next year because it's kind of been a one-and-done type thing the last few years. So there's going to have to be a current sophomore now that's going to have to step up to the challenge. Or Rory can do it as a senior. We don't know yet. Best instincts, I'm going to give it to Zyler Neese. That one game against Howard Lake when he had 4 steals, he really showcased his instincts with those steals, jumping past lanes, and all that good stuff. Best handshake guy, you got to give it to the man, the myth, the legend, Danny Schneider. He had some of the best handshake ideas. Mine and his was some nice rock, paper, scissors that we did every once in a while. I would even just change my mind last second to not do it. I don't think he liked that because he definitely loved doing the handshakes with the guys throughout the year. And then best bench, you got to give it to our bench guys because we had some exciting celebrations and just hype plays that they were getting into it. So you got to give it to Jack Gink, Blake Stadronsky, David Torberg, Chris Rist, Eclipse Bauer, Carson Liebig, Sam McNulty, and then the sophomores. That will do it. I hope you all enjoyed tuning in to the 2018-2019 Holy Family Basketball Highlight Show presented by Senior Ryan Bowlin.